everybody, it's Aspen Pittman coming to you from Aspen's Place Recording. Our studio's here in the beautiful city of downtown San Fernando. And actually we have a guest with us tonight that I met on a Keyboard Corner forum. It's part of the Music Player website, and we started getting questions, and I actually joined the forum to start answering some questions, and I met a lot of great people all over the world. One of them right here in the San Fernando Valley, Bob Crickmore, who is Jazz Mammal on the Keyboard Corner site. But the bottom line was, when he heard we were going to be performing at the AMP show a couple weeks ago in Van Nuys, he came down and I think he enjoyed it, posted something nice online for us. Thank you, Bob. And then he said, I'd like to bring in my Hammond SK1. Really got a great Hammond sound. I want to hear how this thing really sounds with what he considers to be the best of the best.
One of them, there's a couple, but yes, this is certainly in the mix.
Now you've been playing around with it a little bit, Bob. What do you think?
I think it sounds great. And it's louder than I thought, because that was a comment on the forum, was just how strong is it. I mean, by itself, it's not going to be in a banging hard rock band. You need some extra support for that.
You came in just to try this, and we kind of knuckled in and corralled you into actually coming on camera and actually playing. We love the way this thing sounds. Yeah. And I'm always looking for new stereo engines for our stereo transmission. It is a lot louder than you'd think it'd be for its size.
It kicks pretty good.
Now we've got Bob's keyboard going right into it. We do have, I'll turn it around, you can see we do have a sub, which is just picking up from the low end of 125 cycles and down. I'm going to show you a little later with that sub unplugged, just how much it doesn't lose, but it's nice to have. You got it, I say use it. We have the trim on the mid horn, because we have a Triumph front system. It's set about halfway up. We've got about maybe 2 o'clock on the tweeter, and then we have our balance control set dead center, which is usually where, if it's a good program, it's going to sound good. We can exaggerate the width, and we can narrow it with the width control, and the level is not quite halfway up. So with that said, and you picked out a couple tunes or a tune or two, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd give Bob a listen with his Hammond and through our little center point stereo. And I'm going to step off side here and just have a listen. Have at it, Bob, and thank you so much for coming down. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
Excellent.
That sounds good.
One of the things I did there...
Right there, I got to tell you, when I pulled out the drawbars and did this, that's pretty loud.
Oh, yeah. And if you notice when I was
yeah.
turning it around, I mean,
Right.
you get a small change, but it would be
Oh, yeah.
nothing like you would expect with a conventional
No,
speaker.
no, that's right.
Where you really get, I mean, I had this thing sitting back here at one point, and it's
Right.
still, the image never drops.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit of the high end, of course, the directivity of the high end on the tweeter
Right.
and so forth, you'll lose, but not so much evident on a Hammond. To be
Well, I
honest,
already heard a bunch of the demos.
yeah,
And I heard you at the show.
yeah,
And I posted, I walked around that room at
You
the show.
did.
I walked behind the stage.
yeah.
And that thing is killer.
Yeah, it's the neat thing, you go behind stage, it doesn't sound like you're behind stage.
No, it didn't. It didn't because, I
But
mean,
it feels that way on stage too. I mean, you get a
Yeah.
real good, clear, it's pretty
yeah,
fun.
no, that's exactly correct. It's, I don't want to sound like I'm shilling for the
He's
company.
not. We didn't pay him a nickel. I'm
But
not even
at
going to
the-
give him
but
a
at
discount.
the same time, I want the stereo on the Leslie effect.
Of course.
And a lot of stages like this bar I was doing gigs at in Santa Monica.
4 pin's too big.
Yeah, it's too big. Right.
Plus, you got to remember,
So-
conventional stereo works for the guy in the middle. That might be you.
Right.
But the minute it gets past that sweet spot, it becomes a sour spot.
Oh yeah.
And
you might as well be going mono to the,
that's
to the
what this,
audience.
this has got the big advantages. It kind of sounds what you're hearing
Right.
on that microphone. By the way, I should say, we are using an MS mic in this room set about, 20 feet away from us. So you can hear the room, you can hear the effect of the stereo that we're actually hearing here. There's no equalization or compression. It's going right to a Pro Tools rig because we want to try and give you an honest evaluation of what it sounds like. Like I said, great that you decided to come down today. I really appreciate it.
fun.
Thank you for all your kind words.
Right.
And to all those guys at Keyboard Corner on the music player site, Jazz Mammal has been, he has come, he has conquered. Hey, while he's here, we brought it in specifically to hear the Hammond sound, but Bob was telling me it's got a pretty good acoustic electric piano sound, electric, acoustic, whatever. A lot of the guys on the Keyboard Corner site wanted to hear it with a electric piano, so we're going to give you several of those. But while we have Bob here with his SK1, we're going to listen to Bob do some acoustic piano tracks for you guys. Again, I've got it set pretty much right where it was before. So I'm going to get off camera and let Bob dazzle us.
Sounds pretty good. That does.
I'm gonna get off stage and let you play with it. Give us stuff to cut. Ladies and gentlemen, it's come to that time of the evening where we have to close down because the neighbors are going to complain. And I want to thank Bob for coming down, Jazz Mammal from Keyboard Corner. See you all later.